Good morning, children. This lesson is for class 6 for the subject of biology, chapter number 1, the leaf of your textbook titled Concise Biology. It is being submitted to you on 19th April 2021. Today, we are going to discuss the significance of photosynthesis and transpiration and the modifications of leaf. Children, you have already known about the process of photosynthesis by which plants prepare food not only for themselves but also for animals and human beings. Also, oxygen, which is produced as a byproduct during photosynthesis, is given out through tiny openings called stomata, present on the undersurface of leaves. Both plants and animals utilize this oxygen for respiration. Now, how do plants obtain the raw materials for photosynthesis? For the process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is absorbed from the atmosphere through stomata present on the leaf surface. The water and minerals, they are absorbed from the soil through the root system. Chlorophyll, which is a green colored pigment, is present in the chloroplast of the leaf. And the light energy, it comes from the sun. Then comes transpiration. To understand better that a plant loses water by its leaves, an activity can be performed. Following a procedure, taking two well-watered potted plants, tie a polythene bag properly over the plant in one pot. In other plant, remove all the leaves and then tie a polythene bag over it also. After placing both the pots in sunlight for about 4 to 6 hours, it will be noticed that small water droplets have appeared on the inside of polythene bag which was over the plant with leaves, whereas no water droplets have appeared in the polythene bag over another plant. This activity confirms that the excess of water from the plant escapes through stomata of leaves in the form of water vapor by the process of transpiration. The water vapor condenses and forms water droplets in the bag. So children, transpiration helps in cooling the plant just as the loss of water during sweating keeps us cool in hot weather. You can easily tell now that why do we feel cool when we stand under a tree? We feel cool due to the shade of the tree and also due to the loss of water from the surface of leaves by transpiration. Since evaporation leaves a cooling effect, the surrounding air also cools down. Now, the other significance of transpiration is that as leaves lose water during transpiration, more water is pulled upwards from the roots to replace it. The water that is pulled upwards carries along important nutrients from the soil, from the roots. These mineral salts, which are brought along with the water from the soil, are necessary for the growth of the plant. This is known as transpiration pull. Now, the next topic is modifications of leaf. That means some changes in a leaf to perform a special function. The first is leaf tendril. In plants with weak stem like pea, a few leaves are modified into thin, wire-like coiled structures called leaf tendrils. They give support to the plant as it climbs up any object as they touch the object, like a bamboo stick. Next modification is spines. Spines protect the plant from grazing animals. Also, spines help in conservation of water in desert plants like cactus. In cactus, the leaves are modified into spines to avoid loss of water by transpiration. Then the next modification is scale leaves. Scale leaves are found in ginger and onion. In ginger, scale leaves are thin and dry, whereas in onion, scale leaves are thick and fleshy as they take up the function of storing food in them. So now, children, you can easily answer a question that why do leaves modified into spines and stem becomes fleshy and green in cactus plant? Cactus is a desert plant. It needs to conserve water. Therefore, leaves are modified into spines and the stem is modified into green fleshy structure to carry out photosynthesis. Now let us discuss the most engrossing part of the chapter, that is insectivorous plants. As the name, insectivorous plants catch and prey upon small insects. However, they carry out photosynthesis, but they grow in nitrogen deficient swampy soil. Therefore, to obtain nitrogen, their leaves are modified into different types of structures, such as pitcher, bladder, or fly trap for catching and digesting insects. These plants utilizes the insect's protein by converting it into nitrates. In pitcher plant, the lamina is modified into a pitcher and petiole into the leaf. The apex of the leaf forms lid of the pitcher. When an insect sits on the rim of the pitcher, the lid closes. The trapped insect falls to the bottom of the pitcher where digestive juices are secreted and digest the insect body. In bladder rot, the leaf is modified into sac-like bladder to trap insects. The bladder has an entry point which can be closed. The insects enter into it but cannot come out and are digested inside. Whereas in Venus flytrap, the lamina is divided into two parts, having midrib in between, like an hinge. Their margins have long pointed hair. They get interlocked when an insect sits on the leaf. Now there is one more insectivorous plant, which is the most common carnivorous plant called sundew plant. The upper surface of leaves have flexible tentacles that gives a sticky substance to attract and trap insects and digest them. Now children, the last topic of the chapter is vegetative propagation in leaves. You all know that normally plants grow from seeds formed by sexual reproduction. Some plants also grow or multiply from some vegetative parts, such as roots, stems, or leaves. This is called vegetative propagation. Leaves of Bryophyllum and Begonia develop buds along the margin. When these buds come in contact with moist soil, they give rise to roots and start growing into plantlets. With this topic, we have completed our chapter. Before ending up today's lesson, let us recapitulate the content of the chapter done today by answering the following questions. Number 1, 2 examples of insectivorous plants. Number 2, the thread-like coiled structures in pea plant. Number 3, an example of the plant whose inner leaves get modified for storing food and water. Number 4, the gas released during photosynthesis. Number 5, the leaves of cactus are modified into such structures. And number 6 is the green pigment present in leaves. The answers are number 1, sundew and pitcher plant. Number 2, leaf tendrils. Number 3, onion. Number 4, oxygen. Number 5, spines. And number 6 is chlorophyll. Thank you, children.